Renata Meyer from Vienna University. Thank you, Renata, for chairing the committee. Come on up. Take care.
Thank you, Marianne, for this kind introduction. It's my great pleasure here to present the finalists and the winner of the George R. Terry Award. From over 55 nominations this year, we selected and shortlisted 4 wonderful books. When I say we, this is a jury, a committee consisting of Ruth Aguilera, Doug Creed, Tamar Silver, and last year's winner of the Terry Award, Thor Hernes, and myself, of course. Let me take this opportunity to thank them very much and sincerely for their great work, for their commitment, for their time, and for their excellent collaboration on this award and on reading all these wonderful books that have been nominated. The Terry Award, as you all know, honors and appreciates a book published in the last 2 years. And this book is judged to have made the most outstanding contribution to the advancement of management knowledge. Of course, this is a very prestigious award, and this also explains the great number of nominations every year. Now, the award finalists this year are, and I read them out to you in alphabetical order. They are all wonderful books. They are all very inspiring and great contributions. This is Eileen Applebaum and Rosemary Batt, Private Equity at Work. It's Tricia Bromley and John Meyer's book on hyperorganization. And it's Paula Jarzabkowski, Rebecca Bednarek, and Paul Spies, Great Ethnography on Making a Market for the Acts of God. I think we give them all a great applause and a congratulations for their work. Now let me introduce this year's winner to you. Charles Heckscher, Trust in a Complex World, Enriching Community. Let me give you let me say a few words what the jury found very impressive and appreciated by giving this award to this book. We were particularly impressed on how Trust in a Complex World addresses very important and intriguing questions such as pluralism, mutual understanding, collaboration, and societal health in a very complex and compelling, while at the same time theoretically incredibly rich way. The book provides a very nuanced view on communities over time, different types of communities, and how these different types are related to organizational issues, institutions, technological dynamics, and societal problems. The jury found Trust in a Complex World to be inspiring, thought-provoking, very well crafted, lucid, and also entertaining, which is something that not every academic book always accomplishes. This book is clearly an outstanding contribution to the advancement of management knowledge in the best spirit of the Terry Award. I welcome Charles on the stage and we congratulate him.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Irene Duhame from Georgia State University in Atlanta, and I had the honor this year of being the chair of the Career Achievement Awards Committee. I'd like first to thank the members of the committee. Mark Gavin, West Virginia University, Prashant Bordia, Australian National University, Joop Cornelissen, Rotterdam School of Management, and Maureen Ambrose at University of Central Florida. I'd like to thank them for how hard they worked, and we had a very large number of nominations, and they had to distinguish among a number of very outstanding nominees. So the Career Achievement Awards being given today recognize long-term excellence over the course of one's career in the areas of education, service, and scholarship. We'll start with the Distinguished Educator Award. The award criteria are shown on the screen, so I won't read them to you, but it's my pleasure to announce today that Arthur G. BEDEIAN is the 2016 recipient of the Distinguished Educator Award. Congratulations, Art. Art. So I'm going to make some remarks about you.
Oh,
Oh, okay, thank you. Here we are.
we're taking a picture.
Art BEDEIAN is the Boyd Professor Emeritus and Ralph and Kaku Olin Distinguished Professor of Management Emeritus at Louisiana State University's Orso School of Business. He earned his degrees from University of Iowa, University of Memphis, and Mississippi State University. He also held faculty positions at Auburn University and Georgia Southern University. He's a fellow of the Academy of Management, of the APA, of SIOP, and a founding fellow of the Southern Management Association, to name a few. He's a former dean of the Academy Fellows Group and former president of the Academy of Management. Art's contributions to management education are significant and numerous and span across all areas designated in the award criteria. In terms of teaching effectiveness and mentoring of students, Art's nomination letters speak specifically, enthusiastically, and with great warmth about his teaching and mentoring of doctoral students, as well as students across MBA, executive MBA, and undergraduate levels. They describe Art as one of the most distinguished management educators of our time. Just a few specifics. His effectiveness in teaching and developing doctoral students is so impressive, and it's not just the impact he's had on his students, but the impact he's had on the field through them. His students have gone on to be accomplished scholars, journal editors, and leaders of colleges and our most important academic organizations. He's chaired 11 of the 29 doctoral dissertation committees on which he served. 26 papers written in his doctoral seminars were subsequently published in refereed journals. He's received teaching awards at every level at Louisiana State, from the university level, the college level, MBA, executive MBA, and even the Tiger Foundation Excellence in Undergraduate Teaching Award. So one nominator said, "From the variety of these awards, it's evident how important Art considers his teaching responsibilities. It's a very rare scholar who can devote the time and energy to directing doctoral dissertations while simultaneously achieving outstanding teaching awards in both the MBA and undergraduate levels." Several of Art's nomination letters pointed to his innovations in teaching doctoral seminars. He made management theory come alive in the classroom in his PhD theory class by inviting key foundational figures to have them speak to the doctoral students about their ideas and the foundation of their theory. One of his former students said the impact of that class is hard to overstate. But his innovation and time-consuming approach to that course has had benefit far beyond the doctoral students in his seminars, because over the 20 years that Art and his doctoral students conducted those interviews, he recorded them. And they're available to all of us through the University of Oklahoma's Bass Business History Collection. In addition to the treasure trove of interviews in that collection, he's been instrumental in developing the oral history project sponsored by the Management History Division. And one committee member said, "Thank you, Art, for educating us on the giants whose shoulders we try to stand upon." Congratulations, Art, on this well-deserved recognition for your outstanding contributions as Distinguished Educator. Thank you.
Sweet. Thank you.
Thank you, Art. We will next present the Distinguished Service Award. The award criteria are again shown on the screen, so I won't read them to you, but it's my pleasure to announce that Thomas W. Lee is the 2016 recipient of the Distinguished Service Award. Tom Lee is the Hughes M. Blake Professor of Management, the Associate Dean for Academic and Faculty Affairs at the University of Washington's Michael G. Foster School of Business. He earned his degrees at University of California, Berkeley, Bowling Green State University, and University of Oregon. Give credit where it's due. He spent his entire academic career at University of Washington. I'm sure they know how fortunate they are to have him. He's a fellow of the Academy of Management and of SIOP. For nearly 30 years, Tom has provided important, creative, and tireless service to the Academy of Management. His substantial service contributions span across all areas designated in the award criteria. He's served in leadership positions and provided valuable service on countless committees, doctoral consortia, professional development workshops, and the like, in multiple divisions of the Academy: human resources, organizational behavior, research methods, to name just a few. He served on the executive committee and then as program chair of the research methods division, where he actively encouraged new and creative methods such as qualitative work and survival analysis. In 2004, Tom was elected to the executive leadership positions of the Academy, serving as vice president and program chair, president, president-elect. His nomination letters speak to his very active involvement in a number of important changes to the Academy of Management during this time. They noted that Tom worked hard on the Academy's ethical standards, which were subsequently approved, on the introduction of the AOM Annals, on the restructuring of the annual meetings to remove Wednesday morning sessions, always so well attended, and developing the groundwork and support for the AOM Africa meeting. All very substantive innovations and very well received by Academy members. In addition, he oversaw one of the largest increases in membership in the Academy's history, making great efforts to retain an inclusive feel, even as it grew so large. In addition to Tom's substantial and highly effective service in organizational leadership roles, he's made significant and innovative contributions as associate editor and editor of the Academy of Management Journal. And as he had in leading the Research Methods Division, Tom again encouraged the submission of qualitative work, resulting in a large increase in publications of this type of work, and in the words of a nominator, helping to restore some faith and enthusiasm in the authors of such work going forward. In terms of enhancing management as a field of study, nominators and committee members alike praised Tom's contributions to legitimizing qualitative research through his own writing, as well as through efforts I've mentioned in describing his leadership and editorial roles. This is particularly noteworthy, as stated by a nominator, because Tom does not do a lot of qualitative work himself, so his writing on qualitative research and efforts in leadership and editorial roles has helped to spread acceptance of qualitative research in our field, even among those who question it. At the University of Washington, in addition to his distinguished contributions in research and teaching, he has served on committees too numerous to mention, and in leadership roles in the Dean's Office, including his current role as Associate Dean for Academic and Faculty Affairs. And now I'm really going to embarrass you. Nominators describe Tom as the consummate good citizen for the Academy in the field of management, and note that he has been very devoted to the Academy and to his academic institution in ways that model generous service. Nominators and committee members alike commented on Tom's generosity and unfailing kindness to others in all his interactions, on his dedication and good humor, and on his true community ethos. In the words of one committee member, Tom personifies the best of the Academy, a gentle scholar giant ever willing to help and serve. Congratulations, Tom, on this well-deserved honor. Thank you. Our final award today is the Award for Distinguished Scholarly Contributions to Management. The award criteria are shown on the screen, so I will not read them to you. But it's my pleasure today to announce that Denise M. Rousseau is the 2016 recipient of the Distinguished Scholarly Contributions to Management Award. Denise Rousseau is the H.A. Hines II University Professor of Organizational Behavior and Public Policy at Carnegie Mellon University's Hines College and Tepper School of Business. She earned her degrees, bachelor's, master's, and PhD from the University of California, Berkeley, and has served previously on the faculty of University of Michigan, the U.S. Naval Postgraduate School, and Northwestern's Kellogg Graduate School of Management. She's a fellow of the Academy of Management, of the APA, of SIOP, and of the British Academy of Management, and is the current Dean of the Academy of Management Fellows Group. Denise is an eminent scholar who has made noteworthy, distinctive, sustained, and highly recognized contributions to management research across all areas designated in the award criteria. Described by her nominators as an enormously productive and prolific scholar, she has published more than 200 articles, as well as books and chapters. Her work has been cited an astonishing number of times, nearly 48,000 times, according to Google Scholar. She has received numerous Best Paper awards from journals and for conference papers, and is a two-time winner of the Academy of Management's George R. Terry Award for Best Book in Management. But beyond mere numbers, her nominators emphasized why Denise's work is so widely cited and so influential, describing her work as groundbreaking and conversation shifting. Nominators noted that Denise is one of the pioneering scholars in the area of meso-research, and that she was one of the first to provide organizational researchers a conceptual framework for building theory regarding levels of phenomenon, impacting both micro and macro research across a broad set of topics. Letter writers praised Denise's development of the concept of psychological contract as highly original and enormously influential, noting that not only did she develop this concept theoretically, but she also showed that it mattered empirically. One nominator reminds us that while the concept of psychological contract is completely normalized in management today, it was not before Denise Rousseau started her theoretical and empirical work in this area. Another writer notes that Denise's work on psychological contracts changed the academic conversation from a focus on employer-centric processes such as selection, motivation, training, performance management, to an individual-centric focus, recognizing that individuals do not necessarily interpret an employment practice in the same way as the employer. Having observed within organization and within work group variation in psychological contracts in her empirical work, Denise then developed another major theoretical and empirical stream of research and a construct she has termed ideals, suggesting that individuals may proactively negotiate the terms of their employment. Denise Rousseau is said to be, with Jeff Pfeffer, arguably the most influential management scholar with respect to evidence-based management, or EBM. Denise's paper describing the implications of EBM for teaching management won the award for Best Paper in AMLE in 2007. Finally, nominators complimented Denise's contributions to making the academy and management research more international, noting that as editor of the Journal of Organizational Behavior, Denise insisted that writers describe the context in which they did their research, making researchers more aware that context matters. From her early work on levels of phenomenon, continuing through her work on psychological contracts and her more recent work on ideals and evidence-based management, Denise has worked on critically important research questions. The committee believes that Denise's research has truly shaped the field. She was at the forefront in areas that we take for granted today: psychological contracts, multi-level research, and evidence-based management, making deep, sustained, and seminal contributions in each of these areas. A committee member summarized it perfectly, saying that the depth, range, and impact of Denise's scholarly contributions is staggering. Congratulations, Denise, on this well-deserved recognition. Thank you.
I'm shaking.